Hello, my wonderful Sagittarius. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay. Okay, let's just take these two. So we have two cards here, guys. We have playing it safe in the category of intention, and then we have increase, the category of cycle. I feel here that someone feels very connected to you, okay? But they're not showing you to what extent. Like, you may be aware that this person is taking a liking towards you, or it's someone that you're, currently conversing with. But I also feel like with the playing it safe card, it could be that they are keeping their distance, or there's some sort of a guard here, or a guard that they have up that they're having a hard time letting down. And I do feel like they're being open about their feelings towards you, but only to an extent. There's some sort of barrier. This could also be someone who's fearing rejection or fearing how you're going to respond to some form of emotional confession here. Okay, let's see. And with the cycle card, it does say increase. So I feel like, there's a part of this person that wants to do more or say more. But with playing it safe being the first card that came out here, I think that they're, again, fearing rejection, or they're opening up to you, but little by little, kind of like in baby steps. Okay, let's see. So we have the Page of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So this is someone who looks forward to communicating with you. I do see that this is someone that is, reaching out to you, whether it's in person. This could also just be like, a text message or a phone call. But they want to build something, stable with you. But what's interesting is intuitively I'm picking up on an energy of someone who's a bit guarded, or they're taking their time with opening up to you. They are wanting more, but initially they're coming in a very like lighthearted energy, or they're not showing you how their feelings are developing for you. For example, guys, like if this is something that's fairly new, it could be that they're still testing the waters, or they're not wanting to, come off invasive or dive into something, right away here. So I'm going to start off by seeing how you are being viewed. The Hanged Man. There's something that feels a bit stagnant when it comes to the situation this week. Okay. This person could also be having a shift in perspective about you or this connection, seeing you in a different light, or having a better understanding about, your perspective or where you're coming from. So even if you guys are having a conversation, it could be that they feel like they're getting to know you on a deeper level. Okay, some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. But I'm strongly feeling that something feels stagnant, or something feels like it's not progressing the way that they wanted to. Okay. And the Hanged One, for how they're viewing you, they may feel like they're not really, seeing much action from you, or there's something else that you're feeling, consumed by in your life, or there's something else that requires your focus this week. So it doesn't mean that you're purposely not paying attention to this person, but there could be something else that you're focused on where you're not able to fully, give to this connection, because again, there's something about viewing you as either your focus is elsewhere, or something in your life is causing you to feel a bit stagnant or stuck when it comes to this connection here. Okay, but I will say they feel like they are gaining a deeper understanding about you this week. It could be something in particular that you're communicating to them. or it's like an aha moment that they're having where something that you communicated in the past is making sense to them in the now. Okay. So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Cups in the challenge position. Huh. So this is a very persistent message, not to sound too repetitive, guys, but like you have someone here who wants something more with you, okay? And they're communicating with you and they're wanting to work towards stability, but for some reason they feel like you're not interested or they're questioning your interest towards them. Even if you are conversing with them, right? It could be someone who feels like, well, I don't know if we're on the same page. Or I know that Sagittarius is communicating with me, but, do they feel for me as deeply as I feel for them? And with the Four of Cups, they're not happy with the current dynamic. That's usually when you're not content, right, in the present moment, but there could also be a focus on the past or too much of a focus on the future where it creates a very anxious energy. And they're, coming up with an offer or they're figuring out, how to communicate that they want to grow with you or build with you. But a part of them is feeding into their, pessimistic thoughts, or there's a part of them that fears rejection here. I'm strongly getting that. Hence why those two cards are coming up in the challenge position. It's like, this is what I want to say, this is what I want to offer, but how will Sagittarius receive that? How will they respond? Or what if we're not on the same page? And I think that's what they're fearing here. How are you viewing them? The Six of Wands. You may view this person as someone who receives a lot of attention, or it could be someone who's in like a position of authority, receives a lot of attention because of their career or a skill that they have. Could even be someone who's just in the public eye here. But what I see, guys, is you're viewing them as someone who, you are giving your attention to. You may feel like this is someone who makes you very happy. There's a lot of excitement when it comes to, the communication between the both of you. But something feels stagnant or it's not progressing the way that you want it to. Because even in the mutual energy here, guys, it's like there is excitement, there is passion, right? But it seems to me that there's some sort of a pause, or I could be picking up on an energy of a very on and off connection here. Maybe when you guys converse, it's great, but when you guys are not conversing, it leaves room for assumptions. Okay, so in your feelings, we have the Lovers. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. And then we have the King of Wands. You know what's very interesting to me here, guys? I see that you're actually feeling very connected to this person. You're also highly attracted to them, right? You look forward to seeing where this connection can go, right? It's almost like you see the potential. But something that I see on both sides, right, is that you guys are not showing each other to what extent or you guys are only opening up to an extent, I should say. So I don't really see it as like a block, but it could just be letting me know that you guys are either in the early stages of exploring a connection, so you're taking your time with it, or it could be that one party here has trust issues and there's something that they're working through, and that's why things feel like it's at a pause. Now, I do see that you feel connected to this person, you are attracted to them, but the Lovers does boil down to needing to make a decision, right? And it's usually a very important decision that impacts other areas of your life. So if this person's like at a distance from you, you may feel very connected to them, but you're, thinking about the decision very thoroughly, where it's like, okay, am I going to be able to physically relocate to be with this person? Or maybe for others of you, it's a question of, is a long distance union going to work? Is that something that I can maintain? But you do feel like you have a very important decision to make. You may also feel like there's something like there's some sort of a major difference between you and this individual here, because the Lovers could touch on two very different energies coming together. I mean, you're acknowledging how you feel, but you're also looking at it from a realistic point of view. This could be cultural factors, religious factors, it could be distance, it could be lifestyle, right? But there is a major difference that is standing out to you between you and this individual here. We have the Knight of Swords in your feelings, and we have the Nine of Wands. I do see communication, but I also see some sort of a guard. Whether it's you currently don't trust this person and you're wanting to work towards that, or, you take a while to open up and that's just you as a person. And Nine of Wands, guys, it's like that wounded warrior energy. So some of you are reminded of your past, or, when it comes to your love life, there are certain things that you've experienced, certain things that you've had to go through that have shaped you into who you are today, right? But it could also be that you take your time with opening up to people because in the past you may have been involved in connections that are very fast moving, but they end just as quickly as they started. Does that make sense? So there's really like a pause here, or yes, I'm willing to communicate with this person, but I'm still a bit guarded, or I'm not just going to put my heart on the line. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands clarifying the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups clarifying the Four of Cups. Wow. This person absolutely admires you. And yes, there is worry about how you're going to respond to their communication. I will say that, but it's not good that the worry is not outweighing their desire to communicate their feelings towards you. And this person feels like they are in love with you. There may be like an obstacle or something that feels a bit like a very large kind of bump in the road that you guys would have to work through in order to get this connection off the ground. But this person is willing to work through that. But here's the thing. For these cards to come up in the challenge position, I strongly feel, guys, that they don't know if you guys are on the same page. You have a very determined individual here, but they're not sure if you are on the same page. It could be a lack of communication, but for many of you, it's just a lack of expression because we have the Eight of Wands here. We have the Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, which means you guys are conversing, but it could be a lack of expression. So there's, maybe the both of you are thinking about your emotions towards each other, but no one's really initiating that conversation here. And I'm not saying that this is not someone, who's not opening up to you, or this is someone who's not opening up to you at all. But it's like this person may get to a point where they open up to you and then they're like, okay, well, that's enough. Now I'm going to be held back. I do feel like they're trying to have a better understanding of you, more specifically your feelings towards them, because really what I see in the challenge position is someone who is just questioning if you guys are on the same page, if you feel the same way that they do, if you want to work towards the same things that they do. Okay, so we have the Tower in their feelings and the Moon card. This person did not expect to fall for you. At least they did not expect to fall for you as deeply as they have. The Moon, very deep emotions, but it also touches on hidden emotions or a very discreet energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. They're also having some sort of an awakening or like a wake-up call this week about this connection, about revealing how they truly feel towards you. I also feel like a part of this person wants things to feel more stable. There could be a lot of online communication between the both of you with the World card. And we also have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is someone who's not trying to act on impulse emotion. They're thinking about, every move that they're making or every message that they're sending. It's also a bit of a premeditated energy. And the World card is someone who's ready for a change. They know that they're acknowledging the differences. They're acknowledging that there's a bump in the road that you guys would have to work through. But they don't feel like it's impossible. They feel like connecting with you is like a breath of fresh air. There's something that feels very, almost like a brand new energy, something that feels very exciting, and they're looking forward to this. Connecting with you could also feel like this person feels like there's some sort of a void that you fill, or there's a very empty feeling that they've experienced that they no longer do as they connect with you. So we have the Sun card, so the Moon card and their feelings, Sun card and the potential outcome, and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this person is going to be giving you a lot of attention. I think that they're going to emotionally confess how they feel towards you. There's something about your independence or the way that you carry yourself that really stands out to this person. That is something that they admire. For some of you, this person could be used to being in very codependent relationships. So something about your independence is really coming through very strongly here in the potential outcome. Some of you could be dealing with the Leo. The Sun card, the Justice card. Okay, some of you could be dealing with the Libra, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Yeah. You're receiving an offer from this person. I strongly feel here, guys, that this is someone who is just a bit hesitant because they're not sure if you guys are on the same page. They're not sure if you're going to reject their offer, but they're not willing to give up. They are still going to come forward and tell you how they feel. They're going to do things the right way. And so I could read it as someone who's more traditional, or they just have some sort of a plan in mind. But they're going to confess their emotions towards you in hopes that you guys could grow or build together. But it seems to me that, you guys are still in the early stages of connecting. And there, one thing I see on both ends here is like being a bit hesitant to open up or taking your time with doing so. But it's a very slow moving and patient and stable kind of love here. It's not rushing into anything or, doing anything impulsively. Okay, so let's see if I can get a closing card for you guys. Okay, so we have make peace with the past. You don't have to rewrite the story. Just stop fighting the chapter. Peace begins with acceptance. And I did mention that there could be something that you're working through in terms of, your past, right? Maybe you're healing from something, or, a situation of your past has made it very hard for you to trust people, in the now. But it's about, acceptance there. Knowing that what has already occurred is something you don't have control over and you can't change that. And I think that's why it reads, just stop fighting the chapter. And peace begins with acceptance. Okay, that has occurred, that is done, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen again to me. What's coming in for me or what is occurring for me in the now is something that I'm deserving of. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.